as for the school item that can be sold to the student, yeah, the creation of the school item that can be sold to the student is the same way as we created cost fee or money installment. Left click this new button, okay, except when we create school item to be sold, since this is the item, we must switch this to item. So switch to item, whenever this item sold to the student, the stock quantity will be reduced. If this item returned from the student, the stock quantity will increase. For this name field, just enter the item name. For example, I call it book A, B, and C. And then for this barcode field, we can use a barcode scanner to scan the barcode of this item if there is any. If none, we can just skip this particular field. Item code we just skip, because if we don't enter any item code, system will enter the item code for us. If we enter our item code we enter will be used by the system. So in here I just empty the item code, and sell price, for example, I call it 10,000 Indonesian money. Yeah, 10,000 Indonesian money, and that's it. In here we do not need to enter the order quantity. The order quantity will be processed later on another step. So all we have to enter in this item to be sold to the student is this one, switch to item, the name of the item, and the sale price, and then we click insert. Left click this insert. Yes, so our book ABC is entered into the system in here. As you can see, that book ABC and the sale price is 10,000, but the stock quantity of this book ABC is still zero. Yeah, still zero. Okay, now I'm going to enter two more items, two more sales items for the school to sell to the student. Left click this new, and then switch this to item, and then this one I call it pen. Okay, selling price Indonesian money is 5,000. Yeah, that's it. Item, name, price, insert. Okay, so pen is go in. So the third item I want to put in is box A, B, and C. Indonesian money 7,500, and then insert. Done. I have created two more additional items for this. So you can see that box, book, and pen. Box, book, and pen. Now as we can see in here, the sales item, sales item for this book, box, and pen, the quantity for them still zero. Quantity for them still zero. To fill in the quantity, we need to do a step we call purchase order. To do purchase order, just right click this button, right click, and the system will enter into a module called purchase write-off process control. Purchase write-off process control. In this purchase write-off process control, actually we can do three functions. First step is, for example, we can do purchase order, or we can set opening stock, or we can conduct write-off of the item. Write-off of the item. Now to set purchase order or opening stock, all we need to do is left click this new button, and we answer yes. In this remark field is already give us the remark purchase. If we want to do opening stock, we can just type opening stock. Yeah, we can just type opening stock. In here I go back to purchase. Yeah, go back to purchase. And then the supplier we can fill in, select from here. We can select from here. Or if let's say we decided to create new supplier, just left click this button. Left click this button will go into the supplier module, which allow us to register all our supplier. Now to register new supplier, all we have to do is left click this new button, and we enter the name of the company as the most essential piece of data. Most important data is a company. Other information we can amend later. So the important is a company field. For example, I call a company Payday Indofood. Payday Indofood, and the other information I amend later. So I just insert. Done. So supplier Indofood is created. I create another one I call Metro Mark. The person to contact is Irwan. Yeah, so I insert. So I have created two supplier at this process in here. We can see that Metro Mark is created, Indofood is created. If we want to amend other information at this step, we can just edit and we key in other information in here, and after that we save. This is how we create supplier. After create all our supplier, we can exit from this module and we come back to here. We can select our supplier. For example, I select Payday Indofood, Payday Indofood, and if this particular purchase order has any order number, we can type in here. We can type in here for this particular purchase order number, and the next process is to select item to be filled in here, which means that item to be purchased in this particular purchase order. As this detail page is for us to fill in item to be purchased. Yeah, item to be purchased. To fill in item to be purchased, we need to left click this new button, left click, and we select the item we want to buy. For example, book ABC I want to buy, and then I select another one, box ABC I want to buy, and then I select another one, which is the pen I want to buy. So after I select all my item, now I'm ready to fill in the purchase quantity for all these items. In here I just fill in the order quantity. For example, book, I'm going to buy 120 book at the cost of the purchase price is 3,000 Indonesian money. And then for the box ABC, I want to buy 200. Yeah, 200 at the cost of Indonesian money is 2,500. And then for the pen, I'm going to buy 500. Yeah, 500 at the cost of Indonesian money is 3,000 rupiah also. So done. So we can fill in all this quantity, the buying price, and we can see that the summary information already in here. How many order item, then how many order quantity, and the total order price. Now we are ready to check in all these purchase item into our inventory. Yeah. So before we check in, let's take a look in here. We can see that each item status is progress and the action is empty. Action is empty. So to do check in, we can click this particular function, check in. This particular check in button has two functions. If we left click this particular check in button, he will only check the item that we are at this moment focus on. For example, now I focus on book ABC. If I left click this button now, it will check in this item only. Other item will not check in. However, if I do a right click on this button, all items will be checked in. So I just do a right click in here, right click. So I check in all items, and you can see the system currently is process check in for all the items. After all the item check in, we can come back to here. You can see that the status is completed and the action is already checked in. Action is already checked in. After we have checked in all the items, these three items, I want to look at the stock card of each item. So I just exit from this module. I go back to the inventory module. I take one example, book ABC. Book ABC have a quantity of 120, and if I look at the stock card in here, I can see that this is date and time field. At this date and this time, we have a purchase order, and then the quantity in is 100, and the in price is 3,000 rupiah, and our particular stock value is at here display, and our supplier is Payday Indofood for this book ABC stock card. I took a look at another example, the pen. I have 500 quantity. If I look at the stock card now, I can see that this is a date time in here, the purchase 500, in price how much, and then our stock value how much. We can see it in here. This is how we do a purchase order for our stock item that can be sold to the student. Now I'm going to show an example of repeat purchase. Repeat purchase is same as a first time purchase order. All we have to do is right click this purchase button, then we enter into the system purchase write off process and control. To create new purchase, we left click this new, yes, and select our supplier. For example, currently I will switch our supplier to Metro Mark and go to detail, and I fill into the item. For example, this time I only buy pen, and I buy again box. Buy again box, and then I fill in the quantity. For example, pen This time I'm going to buy 200. Yeah, the purchase price stays the same, and then the box I'm going to buy 100. The purchase price, this one have adjusted a little bit. This one become 2004, so I just kept 2004. There's a price reduced in here. So after I key in all this quantity and purchase price, I right click, and yes, then I'm done with repeat purchase for this item. I'm done with repeat purchase for this item. We can see that the status and actions all completed. So I exit from here for this repeat purchase. After the repeat purchase is completed, now I want to take a look at the pen stock card. The pen stock card, I can see here now, I can see that there is two purchases here. First purchase 500 at the price of 3,000. Second time purchase at the price of 3,000 also. So my total stock quantity is 700. This is my stock value. Okay, now I go back to the box stock card. Yeah, box stock card. I can see that also same. I have two purchases. First purchase 200 at the price of 2005, and the second purchase at the price of 2004. So my stock quantity is 300. So this one will be our stock card for all the items. Up to here, we have completed this particular step 1B. Prepare the school payment type and the item to be sold to the student. Now we are ready to move on to the next step, which will be register student. So to do that, we need to exit from here. Exit. Now we are ready to move to the second step, which is register the student.